Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm sharing case studies of how to analyze favorable element if your daily master is a young wood born in the winter season. So let's take a look at the first example. This Bazi chart, the yearly pillar is a Yin Earth and a Yin Fire. The monthly pillar is a Yin Wood and a Yin Water. The daily pillar is a Yang Wood and Yang Water, and it has the same hourly pillar of a Yang Wood and Yang Water. And the sequence of analyzing a Bazi chart, first step is to see the condition of my own daily master. So look at the bottom row. I'm looking for a good, strong rooting system to support this Yang Wood. But unfortunately, this example doesn't have any wood sitting on the bottom row, so I don't have a good rooting to support myself. It does have quite a bit of water because water grows wood, so it's still like making me stronger, but because of the winter cold and wet environment, wood is definitely better than water, but water still, you understand that like foundational relationship of the 5 elements. Water is still a supporting element to grow wood. And now I'm moving on to the top row, right? So positionally, my two neighbors are same as me type of element. So it is making me stronger. So you have very strong water on the bottom, and then my own peers right next to myself. So I'm a fairly, maybe a little too strong of a wood. So that's my foundational condition for a young wood person. And the other two elements is like fire and earth, which is awesome because as I mentioned in prior videos, fire is going to play this key role of warming up the environment. So I definitely love fire in this chart because from a balancing perspective, because too much water grows wood. So, and I already have other woods next to me. So I'm kind of too strong. And fire is the type of element that takes away my energy because wood grows fire. So from that angle, so both the environmental perspective and the balancing perspective, using fire makes sense. Using earth makes sense as well because this water is not like too much of a problem to the point of it's uncurable, but still it's some small disease causing imbalance. So that's why I need earth to kind of help keep water in control before it starts to rot my root. That's why in this Bazi chart, I would say both fire and earth are its desirable element to keep myself both climately comfortable and also in a balancing condition for my daily master. What ended up happening to this person is his first like 10 to 20, 20 to 30, right? The first two 10-year trend, he ended up experiencing metal and water influence, so environmental influence, and that is not the desirable element he wants. So those are the, relatively speaking, harsher and time of his life with more hurdles in his life experience. But after 30, the rest of his 10-year dasha is all fire and earth. So he got really lucky. So even though originally those two favorable elements might not be strong enough to cure the disease, he got the necessary help from his 10-year environmental influence. So he actually ended up achieving a lot of wealth because earth wood suppresses earth. So earth is that equivalent of this merchant spirit, right? So he ended up becoming quite wealthy and successful when he experienced both the favorable fire and earth 10-year trend in his life. I want to expand on this example to say, why doesn't metal work for him? Because the logic is, I have a lot of water and wood. My original condition is fairly strong. And because metal suppresses wood, right? So technically speaking, metal should make sense to bring my wood qi into a more balanced state. That's actually works logically for most situations. The only case it doesn't work is like this, because I drew like a pipeline analogy. So normally speaking, meadow grows water and water grows wood. But if this the pipeline is fairly small or reasonable, it's not gonna convert all the meadow's qi into water to grow wood. So meadow is still gonna keep its force to suppress wood, which is the desirable force to bring wood down into a more balanced state. But in this case, look at it, like it's so much water in the chart already. So this middleman water's pipeline is too big. So you have this, it doesn't have meadow in its original chart, but when you experience meadow in this annual or 10-year dasha period, this meadow force is so small, being sucked into a huge water pipeline, and it's not going to be as effective in suppressing and cutting wood as other cases where this water pipeline is more reasonable. So that's why in this particular case, when this middleman is so darn huge, it doesn't make any sense to use metal, because it will end up growing wood, which is not the direction we're heading for. And you really want this wood grows fire and fire grows earth, the other two elements, to bring yourself into a more balanced state. So that's how you analyze bazzi. So I would say it's a kind of a very common bazzi for 99% of us living on this earth. There's no perfect bazzi out there. So you always have like a little disease here of a little too much water, but rest assured it's curable. So waiting for that favorable time in your life that give you that balancing and favorable element to be super successful. And the second example is the December birth months. So you have this annual pillar of fire and water, yang fire and water, the monthly pillar of yang meadow and yang water, the daily pillar of yang wood and fire, and the hourly pillar of yin fire and wood. So same step, what's the condition of this daily master? I have so like water supports me, right? And then this is the same as me. So those are all like making me fairly strong, especially as I said, wood having root in the bottom row is way more effective than having a bunch of water supporting me. So this is definitely like an awesome placement to make myself in a balanced state. And I don't have any other wood or water on top, which is awesome, because this is okay water, but if you have another water on the top row, then they're connected and making the qi way too strong. And as I said, winter, the number one risk for young wood in winter season is too much water. So this water is actually in a very balanced condition to support the wood versus rotting the rooting system. And so you have a good balanced wood to play with, then this is a perfect bazzi, following my logic in the last episode of trimming the overgrown branches, which you have this young meadow, right? Working on trimming the outside branches, not sitting down there trimming my root. And you also have this awesome yin fire partnering to sharpen the blade of this young meadow, because fire suppresses metal. And on top of it, it's a very cold environment. And I said you like that kind of young fire sunshine to warm the climate. And it has that already here. And not only is sitting on the top, it's connected to this root on the bottom. So this is like a very rare bazzi chart. It doesn't have much disease you need to treat. It's already started and begin with a super awesome condition. So it's less reliant on that 10-year or annual influence to help you. So this person end up being like a number one in command in the old time to support the emperor. And it's like the whole life doesn't have a lot of hurdles he ran into because he has a super rare balanced Bazi chart to begin with. You see, like a strong fire to warm the climate. You have this young meadow yin fire pair now sitting next to each other to trim the overgrown branches, and you have a good rooting system on the bottom to make myself strong, and then not too much water to keep myself moist versus rotting the root. So this is a really rare and perfect Bazi chart. The last one is a young wood born in January. So the annual pillar is Yin Water and Yin Water, and the monthly pillar is Yin Water and Yin Earth. The daily pillar is Yang Wood and Yang Fire, and the hourly pillar is Yin Wood and Yin Water. So same concept. What's happening here with my own daily master's condition? I want to watch out for number one, rooting. There's no wood, unfortunately, on the earthly branches row. And you have like one water here, one water here. Not too bad because it's kind of positionally removed. It's better than water sitting here and here for sure. But then this Yin Earth does include water in it. So what's causing this Bazi's problem is like the two water on top. So it's sitting both on the bottom and the top. They're like connected together to form like a gangster type of qi, which is too strong. So this is the case study for what I was sharing in the last episode, that the number one risk for winter-born young wood is too much water. And this is a case of too much water because it's 4 of them and both top and bottom row connected. And you run this huge risk of rotten tree and floating with water, right? And unfortunately, it doesn't have any wood on the bottom to keep that root strong enough to grab onto the earth. So in that case, what is the cure and the medicine for this too much water disease? We want the dry earth type to control the water. Unfortunately, this person doesn't have any dry earth anywhere. I mean, fire is good because it warms the environment, probably on top, but hey, it's sitting on the bottom is better than nothing. But the problem is this earth, the only medicine showing up in his chart is the dry earth type. Because as I shared, like this character and out of the 4 earthly branches, those 2 types are the wet earth type. It doesn't help to control water. What we really need is the dry earth type, which is looking like this. Xu and Wei. Those are the dry earth type that will be more effective in controlling water. So unfortunately, this person has too much of a disease and it doesn't have the right medicine to treat it. So the only option is to wait for your annual or 10-year trend to watch out for that dry earth type to help mediate your unbalanced condition. So this is just a quick case study to illustrate how to find favorable element and how to analyze Bazi chart. Hope you enjoy it, and I will see you next time. Bye.